ever looked at a pal and just gone, oh, it's so cute. It's got the face everyone could love. Well, you know, today we're not really going to be giving our pals very much love. We're going to be neglecting them. And by neglecting them, I mean they have zero food in there. They have zero beds. They don't have any kind of relaxation or any way to make themselves feel better. So we're going to neglect our pals until we see what happens. How long does it take for them all to end up in a state of utter and complete despair? What is going to happen to them? Are they going to have status effects? How do we fix it? And yeah, generally, we're going to be horrible owners in Palworld today. So guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and honestly, probably don't do this. Now, on the off chance that you want to be as awful as me, there is something that you can do to make this even worse for your pals. By crafting the monitoring stand, you can essentially torture your pals even further. Now, what does the monitoring stand allow you to do to your pals? Well, it can make them super hardworking. It's brutal. At the moment, they are on normal setting. We can put them on hardworking, or we can just absolutely destroy and wreck our pals. And that's what we're going to do, because this is the most brutal that I can be to them. It has maybe been about 10 to 15 minutes since I started this brutal work mode with my pals. And as you can see, they've pretty much all got issues. Every single one of them. We have major injury, sprain, weakened, hungry, fracture. It's pretty bad. Now, if you would like to see your individual pals' issues, you can go into the box and you can actually just take a look at them. And it'll show you that they, underneath their sanity, where it says 0, that they are hungry or that they have a fracture, which is really interesting. And then you can click on it and go, bone is broken and in extreme pain. Movement speed is temporarily decreased. Give medicine for a quick recovery. I feel like such a monster right now. This is horrible. We have a major injury. We have a sprain. We got a lot going on here, and it's not looking good for our pals. This is how fast on brutal mode your pals can lose everything, and it's not well. It hasn't been very long since we started this pal experiment, but pretty much all of our creatures are miserable. They are unhappy, they're losing sleep, they have weakened immune systems, fractures, depression, injuries, the whole shebang. I definitely don't recommend doing this to your pals, guys, unless you were just that kind of person. So let me kind of take a look at what we do have in terms of injuries. So we have depression, we have major injuries and fractures, more depression, more major injuries, starving, fractures, weakened, over full. I don't quite understand. How can you be both starving and over full? It doesn't quite make sense, but you know, we'll go with it. We've got more major injuries, starving, fractures, weakened. Yeah, it's just a bad time here. It's a very bad time. So let me kind of show you how to fix these problems. What you're going to need to do is make yourself one of the medical benches, and the medical benches will basically have everything that you need in order to fix these problems. You'll have low-grade medical supplies, you'll have medical supplies, and you'll have high-grade medical supplies. And basically this is the most expensive one, which is why it costs ingots, horns, and bones. This is also ingots, horns, and bones, but not as much. And then this one just costs red berries and horns. It's relatively cheap, and you can actually get quite a few of these just by picking up boxes and battling things in the world. However, I don't think I've seen any high-grade medical supplies as a kind of like a reward or like an item you can pick up in the wild. So now we get to the point, how do we fix this? How do we, you know, save our poor creatures from all that is awful? Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw some of these berries in the box. All right, and that way they can start eating. Oh, they're all swarming. Oh, I feel so awful. I'm such a monster. I'm so sorry, Tessa. Tessa, let me, can I feed you myself? Tessa? It's a little bit buggy. So here's what we need to do now in order to fix them. Obviously, we have our Cativa here that has a sprain. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it into my inventory. And then I am going to go into my inventory and click on use. Then I will be able to heal the sprain of our Cativa. All right, it has now officially recovered from its illness, and its sanity should hopefully start going back up soon. All right, so we've kind of gone over a lot of the ways that you can do things wrong in your PAL base, and we have managed to pretty much fix everybody for the most part. They're all relatively fixed. The Pen King is struggling still a little bit. However, what I did was I added 3 onsens or 3 saunas to the base. I also added more feed boxes. I added 2 separate ones, and I've started adding the more comfortable beds because those do improve HP and sanity at a higher rate than the regular straw beds. So if you are having an issue with your pal's sanity, the best way to try and fix it is by making the better beds, and there is even more beds at a higher tier after these 2. So that's kind of my best piece of advice. If you get yourself into a very naughty situation where you neglect the absolute daylights out of your pals, this is how you fix it. And this is pretty much all you need to know about what to do if you end up neglecting your pals and basically cause an absolute disaster. As you can see, this guy's feeling a little bit better. He's back to work. He's in good condition, and he's ready to continue on with his day. So yeah, guys, if you've done this, let me know in the comments down below what's the worst you've ended up with. Like, how bad was it? How long did it take you? So guys, I would appreciate it so much if you would hit that like button, and of course subscribe if you're new here. If you'd like to see more crazy content like this, definitely check out some of the other videos on the channel. I do appreciate it, and I will catch you all in the next one.